Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the City Council meeting. It's June 3rd, 6 p.m. We're going to go ahead and start the meeting with a prayer.
Shall we pray? Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for the blessings you bestowed upon us and for your sovereignty over all things, and let us trust in you. We ask you to bless this meeting tonight. We ask you to bless each individual in this community and those who are here tonight, that we may strive to work together for the best and for the highest quality of life for our community. Bless these council members in their decision, give them wisdom, and give us a great evening in you. In Jesus' name.
Amen. On the plate. All right, we're going to call to order and start the regular agenda. Item number 1 is to consider the approval of minutes for May 20th, 25. Council, have you had a chance to review the minutes?
I reviewed the minutes and I make a motion we approve the minutes.
I second that motion.
Madam Secretary, can you take the vote?
Yes.
Aye.
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 All right, the motion's passed unanimously. We'll move to item number 2, which is public comments. The City Council welcomes citizens' participation and comments at all council meetings. Citizens' comments are limited to 2 minutes out of respect for everyone's time. The council is not permitted to respond to your comments. The Texas Open Meetings Act requires the topics of discussion deliberation be posted on the agenda not less than 72 hours in advance of the council meetings. If your comments relate to a topic that is on the agenda, the council will discuss that topic on the agenda at the time that the topic is discussed at deliberate. Anybody have any comment? All right, we'll move on to item number 3, and that's going to be acknowledgement of the Summer at the Library grant awarded to Mount Pleasant Public Library.
Hello, Mr. Mayor, City Council members, Mr. Nyhoff. So I was just wanting to bring to your attention about a grant that we won at the Mount Pleasant Public Library. It was awarded by HEB and the Texas Library Association, so we are one of the members that won. And it was for $7,200 to enhance our summer programs at the library this year.
That's awesome. Good job, Lupe.
Yes, ma'am. So this is another one that was in the works, and I was hoping to get it. So, And I do have our brochure here as well that I can hand it out to you on, that just shows you everything that we're doing at the library this summer.
Sure, that'll be great.
And so with this grant, we're going to be not only providing more services at the library, but also we're purchasing more books. So one of the things that we also do that's not in the brochure is we do go to outreach programs, so nursing home facilities, and then also child daycare centers, and then we bring books to them. So we're purchasing more books. We're replacing some items that we have at the library that we've had for quite a while, and we're just getting some newer items. And we're hoping to start a seed library too, so we bought something for that as well. So just do new things in the community.
Yeah, that is great. All right, it sounds like you're going above and beyond. We appreciate it.
The staff really cares and really puts as much effort as we can to bring resources to our community. So
Well, thank you.
thank you.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to item number 4. Consider pay request number 7 for Wicker Construction Incorporated for work performed on the West Loop wastewater collection project with,
Good evening. Pay request number 7 is in the amount of $344,414.82. This pay request is for the laying of approximately 3,700 feet of 6-inch, 8-inch, and 18-inch sewer mains this month. Total sewer main installed to date is approximately 19,000 feet. This includes road bores and casing. Original contract is $9,816,351.10. Payments previously authorized is $3,898,042.18. The amount of this pay request is $344,414.82. Percent time complete is 41%, and percent money is 29%. Recommend a motion to pay request number 7 in the amount of $344,414.82.
thank you. Do we have any questions for him?
Real quick, and we're still tracking time-wise, no, I think we kind of check in on that. So, I mean, we still tracking towards the latest projected schedule. I think last time, when Anthony was here, I believed it was roughly a month out from the original stated date, but I may be incorrect there.
Are you talking about the pay request or the total completion? The project itself is, I believe they told me there should be ahead of schedule right now. So, I mean, right now they're in the wet spot. So as long as the rain stays away, they can keep on going. But minus a couple of bores, they've made it from the sewer plant to 899 already. So they're pretty far along right now.
All right, thanks.
All right, any further questions? So the floor is open for a motion.
I make a motion, to vote for approval on pay request 7 for Wicker Construction, for performance on the Waste Loop wastewater collection project.
I second the motion.
The motion's been made and seconded. Madam Secretary, will you take the vote?
Aye.
Aye. Yes. Aye.
Aye.
The motion was unanimous, and we will move to item number 5. Consider pay request number 24 for Heritage Contractor LLC for the work on the Southside wastewater treatment plant improvements.
Pay request number 24 is an amount of $852,715.20. This pay request is for work performed at the wastewater treatment plant, including but not limited to tertiary filter improvements, yard piping, backfilling, pump installation, and electrical improvements. Amount payable is $852,715.20. Adjusted contract is $41,012,657.85. Completed contract cost to date is $30,375,591.17. Percent time complete is 95%, and percent money is 67%. Recommend a motion to pay request number 24 in the amount of $852,715.20.
Any questions on this one?
I would like you to schedule maybe a tour. If it's that close to completion, I would definitely like to go up there and look at it.
The percent time complete is actually the original contract. So we did add more time with the rain and of course the screw pumps going down. So it kind of pushed it back. So they're more closer to being maybe, I believe the contract, it's around more like the end of October timeframe.
If I understood you right, you kinda wanted a tour of the facility. So actually, right now is a good time to do a tour of the facility because we don't have water and wastewater, and a lot of those basins they're open. You can see the bottom of them, you can see the equipment and things like that. So they'll be filled up here in the next couple of months probably, where you won't, I mean, you'll be able to see sewer water on top, that's all you'll see. So if you wanted a tour, we can certainly arrange that, so that you go out and see the facility and see what's going on.
So just real quick then, if this was based on the original contract for completion date, what is the actual percentage complete then? Are we looking more like 85 on the actual project as a whole?
Them, I believe,
So your question is basically how many days do we really like being finished?
Yeah, I mean, percentage-wise, it says you're 95% done, but we know that's probably not accurate. You don't have 5% left, right? So I'm just trying to get a gauge, since it's on paper here. I mean, are we more like 85% of the total project of actual work to complete?
That's a fairly decent, guess. My belief, and the contractor's not here, my belief is that, they'll start filling up the old equipment, or the new equipment in a month or so. Once they do that, it's gonna take a month to get the new equipment or the new train basically acclimated. It has to start functioning. Once it gets functioning, we'll start taking down the old side, which is not gonna be a lot of money per se, but once you take it down, you're gonna find out what's under the wastewater. You know, we predicted and we think we know, but we can't see under sewer water a lot of times. So there may be some things that are exposed there. So my guess is that it's gonna go a little bit beyond what we see right now, and a lot of that had to do with the screw pump manufacturer, timeliness. And so, I just feel that it's gonna extend a little bit longer than what we think it is. Doesn't increase the price of the project. The screw pumps are working fine now. It's just a matter of, it just takes a while to get all that working.
Yeah, no, that's good. I know we're been talking, you know, a different percentage, so though I appreciate that's helpful. Thank you.
So if I just can follow up on Councilmember Corbell, so I would been away for a couple months now, so I'd love to go and see that myself, and want to make sure everybody gets invited. Certainly the mayor and Councilmember Knight. So won't be this week, but maybe we can get it. We'll get it within the next 2 weeks, and we'll send out invitation. But I'm going to go as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Do we have any more questions?
Yes, sir. I believe it was May 12th. We took over the ownership of both of the rebuilt screw pumps, and they've been operating. We are off bypass since May 12th. We went under all our training, and everyone has been trained on the new screw pump, the new oiling system. So since May 12th, which I believe is around 3 weeks or so, we have been running the rebuilt screw pump.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I want to caution the council from getting into a public discussion of something that should be handled in executive session.
Answer your question, no.
All right, do we have any other questions? And Lee, I just wanted to ask, last week, I was on the video too. Were you able to hear, when someone's not in front of the mic?
I hear it so, sometimes better than others, depending on how close it seems that the person is to the microphone. I can hear the council sometimes pretty well, and it just sort of depends.
Okay, that's what I figured. All right, the floor is open. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to pay request number 24 in the amount of $852,715.20.
I second.
All right, the vote was unanimous. Madam Secretary, can you take the vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yes.
Now the vote's unanimous. All right, we'll go ahead and close that item, and we will go to the next one, which is consider resolution 2025-10, authorizing the removal of Kimberly Meek and Tracy Craig as investment officer and for all certification agreements and investments with financial institutions on accounts of the city of Mount Pleasant, and adding Greg Nyhoff as investment officer and to all certification agreements and investments with financial institutions on accounts of the city of Mount Pleasant.
Good evening, council. So this is just a housekeeping thing to update names of authorized investment officers, so pretty simple.
Any questions?
I have one. If we had, Miss Kimberly Meek on there and Mayor Tracy Craig, why are we not replacing it with interim city manager Nyhoff and Mayor Wesley Lyon?
So on the next item, that takes that place of that. He was on, Tracy Craig was on an agreement, so that's why he was removed. And the next agenda item will take care of adding the mayor.
Any questions? All right, we're good. The motion's on the floor. It's open for a motion.
I make a motion, to approve 2025-10, for removal of Kimberly Meek and Tracy Craig, and adding Greg Nyhoff as investment officer for our financial institutions.
I second.
Madam Secretary, can you take the vote?
Aye.
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 Yes.
All right, the vote was unanimous, and we'll close this issue, item number 6, and move on to item number 7. Consider resolution 2025-11, designating authorized signatures with Guarantee Bank and Trust of Mount Pleasant, Texas, depository for the city funds, and providing for the establishment and operation of city accounts with said depository by removing Tracy Craig and adding Wesley Line.
So this is the other half of the housekeeping, is to add our new mayor as a signatory on our account.
That's, any questions? All right, the floor is open for a motion.
I make a motion that we accept resolution 2025-11, designating the authorized signatories with Guarantee Bank and Trust of Mount Pleasant and the depository for the city funds, providing for the establishment and operation of the city accounts with said depository by removing Tracy Craig and adding Wesley Line.
I second the motion.
Madam Secretary, can you take the vote?
Aye.
Aye. Yes. Aye.
Aye.
All right. The vote was unanimous. We'll close the item and move on to item number 8. Hold a public hearing for the city unsafe building abatement code found in chapter 150 of the Code of Ordinances, and to consider a declaration of a dilapidated structure at 201 East Pecan within the city of Mount Pleasant, Texas. Find it to be dilapidated and or deteriorated and damaged to require repair, rehabilitation or demolition, providing a time within which the owner should rehabilitate, repair, or demolish such structure, and to consider ordering city abatement and subsequent lien of the dilapidated structure at 201 East Pecan, Latson Heights Addition, Block B, Lot 1 and 2.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Mr. Nyhoff. So this particular property is located at 201 East Pecan. Before I get into the actual house itself, I know there's a few new council members up here, and so I just want to kind of briefly go over the process that we do to declare a structure either substandard or dangerous. And based on our local government code, Chapter 150, as well as our state statute, Chapter 214, it lays out a process and a way to go about so a city can declare a structure substandard or dilapidated. For properties, city staff, we go around, we identify them. This is typically started by the code officer many, many months before it gets to you guys, and we send out notices to the property owners asking them to bring their particular structure up to code, whatever it is, roof, windows, siding, paint, whatever it might be. Once it gets to the point where the property owner neglects to take care of any property maintenance issues on his property, then they turn it over to me. When it gets to me, I go out and tag the property, which I'll show you the tag, and I send out a notice to the property owner giving them the date of the meeting and the ability to come here. This is a public hearing, and then make their case before city council. The city council, then you guys get to hear out the case that I lay before you, and then you guys can decide what action is to be taken after that. So on this particular property, it's located at 201 East Pecan. It's on the corner of Merritt and Pecan right there. The owner, Talia Gibson, is deceased. So we did send her a notice. Obviously, it came back returned to sender. I did get a hold of addresses for 2 brothers that she was have. One lived in Dallas, and one was supposedly lived here in Mount Vernon. I sent letters to them as well. The Dallas brother did contact me, and basically he said if he's not financially responsible for anything, he doesn't want to be involved with it. He said the other brother, which is estranged to him, was supposed to be taking care of the property and the maintenance, and his letter got returned to sender. He doesn't know where he's located, if he's still in the city limits or where he might be living at this point. So I got all those this particular property, cases go back to probably during Ms. Corbell's time, but during the last 5 years, at least since I've been here, we've sent out many notices. We've had to board up the property twice. We've had vagrants in and out of the building. We've had the doors busted in, windows busted in. It's been raining inside the house, etc. And so the house has become pretty dilapidated over the last 5 years. You can see from the pictures, the shed's fallen over, the siding's rotted, there's broken windows. If you look inside the windows, it's just unsanitary and unsafe. So at this point, it's a public hearing. If there's nobody here to represent the property, we're asking council to order it to be demolished. If not, that we have the right to do so in 30 days.
So,
And this is a public hearing.
Yep. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to talk, or anybody online?
Yeah. Mayor, if you'll call the public hearing to order and note the time, and then see if there's anyone that's present to speak on behalf of the property.
Okay. So we'll open the public hearing, and I turn my phone off. It's 6:24 p.m. And do we have anybody in the audience or online that has any questions? Anybody else have any questions?
If there's no one present, you can close the public hearing.
Hello, guys. How's it going? My name is Alan Salinas, and just a quick question, maybe down to you guys, but this property here is gonna get either demolished or taken by the city, or what happens? Can somebody purchase this or not?
Yeah, it's a good question. Once we demolish it, if the homeowner demolishes it, it stays in the property owner's name. But if we demolish it, it'll still stay in the property owner's name, but it'll actually have a lien placed on it. And so until the property sells, this property is 5 years behind on taxes. I don't think I'll let you know. And we did turn it over to Tim Taylor's office. It also has city liens totaling $1,975 on it for boarding it up and et cetera. So it'll stay it'll stay in her name until Tim Taylor takes possession of it.
And I was gonna ask you, have you followed up with the appraisal district to let them know where we're at with it, to possibly get them to put that on the list to start the process against it if they're not paying tax?
I have not, but I'll take care of that tomorrow. Thank you, Debbie.
And Lee, I'm correct, we had one of these a couple of weeks ago. This will be a 30-day notice, right?
So the way that this order that's in your packet is worded is basically that you would be issuing an order for them to take action with regard to the property. And if the required work is not completed within the time period specified herein, which is 30 days, the council would then order the city to perform the required work at the owner's expense. That's the way the order is worded in your packet. And that's a fine way to do it. We don't have to do it that way, but that's the way it is set up on this order. But at this point, I think if there's no one else to be heard, Mr. Mayor, I would close the public hearing.
All right, it is 6:27, and we will close the public hearing. Now we're gonna go ahead and move into an executive session pursuant.
Actually, I think, Mayor, you need, is there a motion to approve the order 25-001?
Okay,
It's not on here, but it does mention the 2025-11. What is the,
It's toward the end of the packet, right before executive session.
all right. We want a motion to declare the building at 201 East Pecan substandard and order it to be demolished by the owner within 30 days and to authorize abatement by the city after that time according to the procedures in the city ordinance and state statute.
I'll make a motion to move forward to vote on order 25-001 regarding the, I guess, demolition of the house on Pecan Street.
I second.
Madam Secretary, can you take the vote?
I second.
yes?
Aye.
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 All right, so we will close item number 8 and move on to executive session. Pursuant to Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551, Texas Government Code, the City Council will recess into an executive session to discuss the following: related to appointments, employment, evaluation, reassignments, duties, disciplines, or dismissal of a public officer or employee. Number 1 is the interim city manager employment agreement. Number 2 is separation agreement concerning the former IDC EDC executive director. Number 3 is ATCOG. Board member appointment, and number 4 is Planning and Zoning Board appointments. We're also going to consult with our attorney, Texas Code 551-071, deliberation about real property related to the request for an interest in the real property. And the time is 6:30. reconvening the regular agenda. It is, 7:43. And we are moving on to item number 9. Consider the appointment to the Planning and Zoning Commission and board adjustments, and appointing Alan Salinas. And the floor is open for a motion.
I make a motion that we appoint Alan Salinas to the, Planning and Zoning Commission and Board of Adjustments.
I second.
Madam Secretary, can you take a vote?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, we'll go ahead and close out that item and move to number 10. And it's, consider the resolution 2025-9, the, Adcock board member appointment. And they needed one person, just to let y'all know, it was the previous mayor. So I volunteered to go in his place on this. So, for Wesley Lyon to be appointed to that board. And the item is open for a motion.
I make a motion that Wesley Lyons, our mayor, will be appointed to the AdCog board.
I second the motion.
All right, Madam Secretary, can you take a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Before we adjourn, I wanted to say something, and I didn't get a chance to do it during the open session. I forgot, actually. But I wanted to thank so many people that put their applications in for, there's so many boards that, people have been applying for, but last week with the EDC, we had, I'm gonna say 11 applications, and I wanted to thank everybody that did put their applications in. It's really heartwarming to see, and Mr. Salinas, people that want to get involved in our city instead of just complaining. I love the fact that people are wanting to step in and help us. So even though we only selected 3 for the EDC, there were so many wonderful people that put their applications in, and we don't know, what's going to happen in January. So anyway, thank you all, everybody. I know this is late, but thank you all, everybody that wants to step in and help.
Any other questions or comments? All right, the meeting is adjourned.